What is going on, guys? Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So listen up. We have 5 companies to go over today, 3 of which, actually no, 2 of which, sorry about that, guys, 2 of which just reported earnings. So we have to break down those numbers. And of course, we're going to break down a bunch of charts and the indexes in this video. So hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and you might as well get up to 15 stocks for Moo, each up to $2,000. Just use that link down below. Check out the QR code right here, or go to StasSurFest.com/Moo. Get your stocks, guys. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So check it out. It's about 1:20, 1:30 p.m. on the East Coast right now, and we have all the indexes in the green except for the NASDAQ, which, I mean, it's not that bad. Or it's not like deeply in the red or anything like that. It's pretty much at break even. But we have the S&P up 0.3%. The Dow's up 0.75%. So great day for the Dow, up around 300 points. As the Russell, are you guys ready for this? The Russell's up 1.4%. Very good day for the Russell. It's pushing 2,100 points as of right now. So let's dive into the indexes very quickly. Then we'll dive into the actual companies I want to go into, the earnings, the charts, all that good stuff. So the S&P, looking here at SPY on the 1-hour chart, the 20-day 1-hour chart, we are clearly still in this wedge. Let me draw it out for you guys. So we have lower highs being made still up until this morning, right? If I zoom in, you guys can see we hit 521.80 this morning. That was a lower high compared to yesterday's 522.20 in the pre-market, and you can see all the other ones before that. So we're putting in these lower highs still, but we're also putting in higher lows. You guys can see that right here, right? Higher lows, lower highs, and we're right above the 180 moving average, by the way, guys. Keep that in mind. So SPY's kind of waiting for direction here in the short term. Do we break above 522, start going 525 plus all-time highs, or do we end up dumping under 518, taking out the 180 SMA and seeing the uptrend break essentially in the short term, which I'm leaning more towards a breakout right now. Who knows? I could be wrong, but time will tell, guys, as again, we're up about 0.3% on the day, and triple Q's pretty flat, also kind of in a wedge here, you guys can see. Let me draw this out. Higher lows, lower highs, all that good stuff. So let's see what direction triple Q picks, and the Dow Jones now, guys, is a stone's throw away from 40,000 points, which I've been saying is the key level. You guys know that. That's the next milestone level. And for all we know, we could hit that maybe at some point this week, maybe at some point next week, But as of now, the Dow looks like it's turning right back up after selling off for a couple of days, consolidating yesterday, I would say. And today, we're starting to gap back up, which is nice. And the Russell, if I pull that up, we're starting to see a push towards 2,100 again. And by the way, the Russell's not fully breaking out yet because we're not above 2,100 yet. 2,115. That's been a big sticking point here for the stock for quite some time. You guys can see we got rejected there, or not for the stock, excuse me, for the index, the Russell here. We got rejected there, about a week ago, a couple of weeks ago here in the beginning of March, and we can see on the 1-year chart as well how big that spot is. So we got to get out of there. And from then, guys, we could be going towards the all-time high on the Russell for all we know. So let me dive into these stocks now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about the indexes, guys. So CCL, Carnival Corporation, they reported earnings this morning. So let me pull up the intraday chart so you guys can see. So we can see the stock's up 3% right now, but earlier in the day it was at $18. We got down to $16.17. Now we're pushing $17.50 again. So in other words, we've been all over the place on CCL today. So they reported, let me see, EPS of where are these numbers, guys? Looks like for adjusted EPS, they lost 14 cents, which beat the loss of 16 cents expected. and sales missed by it looks like not by much, 5.4 billion versus 5.47 billion expected. So they beat EPS, but they missed on sales. Looks like they see full year adjusted EBITDA of roughly $5.63 billion. They see Q2 adjusted EBITDA of around 1.05 billion. Let me see here, guys. Anything else in terms of guidance? But yeah, either way, CCL, their stock is moving up right now after, again, a pretty rough morning, I would say, volatile morning to say the least. Now we're starting to recover, which is really good for the Bulls. The fact that we pretty much filled that gap, and now we're actually starting to break back out again. So on the 4-hour chart, CCL, we have a clear inverse head and shoulders. We outlined that many videos ago. And now we're starting to fill these gaps, right? We broke out of 1730. That was the high from the beginning of January, beginning of February, end of January. So we broke out of there. We filled the gap to 1810, 1811. That was after the earnings came out. Now, if we break out of there, we might start going 1975, right? There's many gaps to the upside here on CCL. So keep your eyes on that. GME is another one. GameStop, which they reported earnings yesterday. I'm not sure if you guys caught them, but yeah, their stock's down 15.7%, and the stock was at about $15.75 when the numbers came out, and then boom, it went to $12.55 like that, right? Snap of a finger, down 21%. Essentially a bear market right when the numbers came out for GME here. So GME reported, let me see here, guys. I'm sure you saw these already, but just to say them again for those that missed them, they reported adjusted EPS of 22 cents versus the 29 cents expected. So they missed on EPS and they missed on revenue pretty badly, guys. 1.79 billion versus 2.05 billion expected. So double miss for GameStop. And let me see, anything on sales? They will not be holding a conference call today. Oh man, that's bad. I didn't realize that. So I guess they didn't have a conference call yesterday. Did they reschedule that, or are they like skipping that completely? They would not be good. But I guess based on that wording, it says will not be holding a conference call today, which means will it be tomorrow or the next day or the next day, right? So who knows? We'll see. Maybe it already happened. I'm not too in tune here with GameStop these days, but either way, man, worse guidance than expected, or not guidance, but worse numbers than expected, and that's really all it takes to send a stock down like this. And look, did we not talk about this descending triangle before these earnings? And it played out essentially, and I guess we are back over 13 now. So I guess earlier it was even worse. Oh my God. So it was even worse earlier at one point. Wait, how much was GME down? It must have been down a lot more. Yeah, it looks like it was down at one point 25%. Either way, man, be careful with that one. And DJT keeps on moving. Donald J. Trump, I mean, it's not that's not the name of the company, but the Trump Media, whatever it's called, right? DJT. This keeps moving. 15% in the green yet again. And to be honest, guys, I don't suspect this to stop. And that's not, I'm not saying it's going to go to $1,000 per share. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in terms of the trading volume, right? In the news all the time. I feel like this company leading into the election in general is just going to be in the, not necessarily the limelight, but a lot of people are going to be watching this company, right? And the stock, of course. And yeah, there's going to be a pullback. There's going to be a crazy pullback at some point. But in terms of the eyeballs, the volume, trading, right? There's going to be all that involved with this stock moving forward here, right? But as of now, we are breaking out, right? We're taking out the highs from the last couple of weeks. We hit an all-time high, or at least a high on the 4-hour chart here of $80. Yeah, that's an all-time high, right? Yeah, let's pull that up. Actually, no, it's not. We hit 175, but whatever. That doesn't matter. Either way, we're breaking out right now on the 4-hour chart. And like I said, we're probably going to cool off a little bit, or at least that's kind of what I'm waiting for. And then we'll see what happens from there. But don't be surprised after we cool off, if we even do, who knows. But don't be surprised if we do get another rally from there. I mean, this is, again, in the limelight right now, essentially, with the election for the next 6 to 9 months. It's going to be definitely worth watching. So DJT up again, end phase moving yet again, guys. End phase is really trying to break out here. Will it be successful this time? I'm not 100% convinced yet, because every freaking time in the last, literally, at this point, almost 8 months, every time we've tested 130, 135, we've gotten rejected. And what do you know? We're there yet again. We're testing it yet again. So we'll see. Well, I guess not technically quite yet, but we're on the verge of testing it again. If we do start breaking above 120 here and start moving towards the top of the wedge here, which is at about 130, 135, and we'll see where it goes from there. So end phase is one that I'm watching, and I'm also watching Foot Locker as it continues to dig itself out of the hole that it got into after earnings, which the stock went from 37 down to about $22 per share after earnings, or in other words, a 40% drop. So Foot Locker today's up 7%. Looks like we're recovering pretty nicely over the 50 and the 180 moving averages on the 4-hour chart here. So it looks like now the next window that we're going to be trading in is between, let's see here, maybe $30 per share. That's a big spot. $33 per share. So right in this window, kind of where we were trading in the middle of December heading into the new year, that's where it looks like Foot Locker wants to potentially go next, right? In this window right here. Boom. And then if that were to break, who knows? Maybe mid-high 30s or just mid-30s in general could be the next target. But baby steps, guys, baby steps, as, let's be honest, Foot Locker is a little bit overbought here in the short term. But overall, that's it for this video. I don't want to drag it on too much. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. We're trying to get the 50,000 subs this year. And don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moo, each up to $2,000. The clock's ticking, guys, even though I don't have my watch on right now. But either way, use that link down below or go to stocksurfest.com/Moo. Open up your account and fund it with at least $100. You get 5 stocks, and fund it with at least $1,000. You get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 stocks, each up to $2,000. And again, the clock's ticking, even though I don't have a watch on, guys. But yeah, get your stocks. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you in the next one.